Hey everyone, I'm working on this '07 Nissan Titan with a V8. I was doing some other things to it. I already had the wheel and the wheel liner out because I was replacing and working on the front bumper. But I decided to go ahead and replace the valve cover gaskets. And as you can see right there, you can see that they're leaking. They're dripping down on the ground. I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to replace it. On this particular one, the passenger side is a little bit harder to do than the driver side, especially if there's add-ons on the vehicle. I just got done doing the passenger side. This truck is powered by propane, which makes it more difficult to do the passenger side cover because they have all the accessories, solenoids, or the computer wiring, you know, the pressure regulators, all that stuff's all on the passenger side. On the driver's side right here, it's a whole lot easier, which it should be about the same. I'm going to show you how to do it on the driver's side, and that way you get a general idea. Now, it's not going to be the exact process on yours, most likely. I'm just going to show you the general idea. There is room to remove the valve cover from the side right here. You do have to take your wheel well liner out, which there's different bolts around that. You should be able to handle that part. And if you take the wheel off, then it gives you a whole lot more room to work with also. I'm going to be showing you the steps from this side. I'm not going to remove the intake or anything like that. I'm just going, since I already have it lifted up in the air, I'm just going to do it from underneath like this. I'm able to fully stand, so I'm not hurting my knees or my back, but I'm going to go ahead and start removing it. First thing that you're going to want to do, or the first thing that I did, was disconnect the coils and remove the coils out of the valve cover. And then you have the wiring harness that runs across the top. Now on the passenger side, you do have a couple of other things. Okay, so here's the passenger side. You can see how I've got the valve cover already back on and it's nice and clean. There's a bracket right here that I did undo. It was easier. I ended up taking this valve cover out on this side also. Now yours most likely won't have this line. This is the propane line, and that did give me a little bit of a problem because it would only do so much, and it is a tight squeezer here. Plus you have the dipstick right there. You take the dipstick off and pull it up and just leave it there. You won't be able to take the dipstick out very easily. But this one has modules and different things for the propane. But you'll have to take this ground wire off right here, take that ground wire off. Now I did disconnect the bracket that's on the back there, that's hanging onto the harness on the side, and then I did take the bracket off right there. Now the bolts that's on the top of the valve cover, I did have to get those from the top because I couldn't reach them from the bottom. And then everything else was done. Coils, everything came out through the side right here. The oil filler neck is really long on these, and they're not removable, so they come off with the valve cover. On the passenger side, whenever I took the valve cover off, I had to turn the valve cover like this to where it was going straight in, and then kind of rotate it out so that the oil filler neck would come right through here. Now going back in, I did the same thing. I kind of just went in at an angle like this and kind of worked it up, and then slowly turned it to the side and got it in there. But let's go ahead and start that driver's side, and we'll show you what's going on. Okay, so I'm going to start by reaching up here and taking the wiring connector off the coils. Now this truck has quite a few miles on it, and so all these clips and everything are all brittle, so yours may or may not break whenever you take them off. I'm going to get my panel pliers. Okay, so I'm going to squeeze the tab. You can see the tab moving right there, and then I'm going to use a screwdriver right here to push the connector out. A lot of them have dirt and stuff in them. Once you get it out a little bit, then you can wiggle it out, and you can see this one's got dirt and stuff all in it. Disconnect the connector right there. Just push that up. Back that connector off. Disconnect the wiring harness off from the top of the valve cover, which is right there. Just squeeze that little tab and push it straight up. And then there's one on the back side. Do the same. Probably won't be able to see it as well on the camera. Okay, so once you get the wiring harness connector off there, push the wiring harness up a little bit. On the back you'll have a little connector. It's on the back side of the valve cover, and you'll need to take it off also. It's right here. It has a little connector close to the firewall. So I'm going to use a long needle nose. I'm going to go up there, squeeze the little connector, and then push it out. You'll have a little clip that you'll need to pull the wiring harness up out of there, just like that. Go ahead and take out all your coil bolts. Alright, so once they're loose, should be able to just take them out by hand. Now you should be able to just kind of wiggle the coils and bring them straight up and out of their holes. Now if around the valve cover is really dirty, if you can, wipe it off. This one has been caked on so long, I'm not even going to try to really clean it too much. You blow it off with the air gun if you got an air gun. Try to blow all the dust and leaves or whatever else that might be around the edge. So right here is your ABS sensor wire. You're going to need to take the little clips off on that and push it out and get it off this mount. Once you pull the little tabs out of the hole there, this wire, you can move it all around, and that way it'll give you all the room that you need to take the valve cover out. So now go ahead and take a 10mm and start just taking off all your bolts all the way around your valve cover. They aren't on really tight, but they're all kind of stuck, so whenever they come off, it's kind of all of a sudden, it almost feels like that the socket is stripping on the head. I'm just going to go loosen them all up for now, and then I'll go back and take them out in just a minute. I'm using a 1/4" ratchet with a short extension for most of them. You can see right here. Before you take all the bolts out of the valve cover, there is a vacuum hose at the top towards the back right there, right below where the harness is. You'll want to take that hose off, or at least get it loose. So let me lift hopefully you're able to see it right there. Let me show you how long this pry bar is. Hopefully you can see that. You use the edge of the pry bar, point it towards there. You don't want to hit the valve cover too hard because it is plastic and you'll break it. So come on this side, on the left side of the hose, and kind of tap it a little bit from the bottom. And then after you've tapped it from the bottom a little bit, then swap sides. Once I hit it up on the left side, then I'm going to flip it over, go to the right side right here. And again, I'm using the pry bar, and I'm going to tap the end of the pry bar with my hand all the way out to the end. Just hold the tip right there and give it a good solid tap. Hopefully you're able to see that. So my pry bar is on the tube right there. I'm going to go ahead and push it upward. And now it's off the valve cover. Okay, so now I'm coming to this top side. You've got that back hose off. Now you gotta go to the front hose. There's a front vacuum line right here that goes over to the throttle body. You're gonna have to get a pair of pliers or something and take the little squeeze clip off. And by the way, this is a propane setup, so I have all these additional wires to deal with. Now you can get that back vacuum tube from the top side, but let's go ahead and get this one off right here. Now I'm really zoomed up on it, so hopefully that you can see. Move the little wires out of the way. Squeeze that and pry it up slightly. Use the pry bar to help. I'm going to hold the panel pliers there to get underneath it, and then I'm going to use the pry bar, and I'm going to go underneath the pliers with the pry bar. So I'm not going to crank on this too hard because it is going into the valve cover and I don't want to break anything. I just got the pipe off from it. One more bolt right there to take out. Go ahead and take it out while I'm up at the top right here. Since I've already got the wheel well liner out, I don't have to worry about taking out the air box. Don't have to worry about any of the lines right there. The valve cover is loose as far as the bolts, but it's still tight. It's still stuck to it. Most likely yours will be too. So I'm going to take a crowbar like this. I'm going to just give it a little bit of help. I'm going to just go underneath the edge a couple different places and try to just barely pull up on it. You can see right pulling up on the edge right there, but be careful because you'll break the valve cover. So just take your time and go under a couple of different places. Just barely twist it on it. Now I'm going to go to the back and do it back here on the tab. So once it comes up quite a bit, then you should be able to pick up on it a little bit more, just like that. You should be able to grab it with your hand and shake it loose. So you can see it's totally loose right now. I'm going to show you how. I'm just pulling the valve cover around. I basically did it like this on the passenger side. And the valve cover is out. Now you can see that the valve cover seal is still stuck in here. So you're going to need to grab it. And you can hear, I don't know if you can hear the crackle, but it's really brittle. And that's the reason why they start leaking, because you see right there how it just broke. It just starts leaking. Whenever it comes off in pieces, it's not fun to take off, because now all this is stuck on the head, and I'm gonna have to sit there and chip away at it. Okay, so I got me a little spatula right here. I'm gonna come underneath and let me try to get this side first so I can show you in the picture. You don't want to jab the head, but you're gonna have to get it loose. Go ahead and get that valve cover seal off everywhere. Be careful not to knock any of the dirt that's right there off up into the cylinder head, because you don't want it to be in your camshaft area. Just the sealant stuck to it, you're going to have to get that all off. Make sure that you get it all off and cleaned. It has to, whenever you put the valve cover back on, you're going to have to put sealant right here in the corner. And the same thing up top right here. You're going to have sealant right there. And you can see where there's some left over. I have to get it all cleaned. Go ahead and work on getting the valve cover seal off all the way around. Alright, so I spent quite a while basically cleaning the surface, getting all the old gasket off the top of the head surface there. It probably took me longer to clean that than it did to get the valve cover off. So just be prepared to spend a lot of time. You can kind of see whenever the gasket came off in several pieces right there. And I'll go back here and show you what the valve cover looks like now. So I got the valve cover back here and I cleaned it all up. I got all the excess gasket material off from it and everything. And then I had to clean it. So I used some carb cleaner and some rags, and you know, really clean the area there where the gasket sets. You want to make sure it's nice and clean, don't have any grease on it. And then because these valve cover seals don't seat really well on the valve covers themselves, it's actually kind of hard to keep them in the location as far as aftermarket seals. I'm not sure about stock ones, but aftermarket seals are actually kind of hard to keep them in the valve cover as you're trying to put it back on. Stick a little bit of sealant on them. So just every few spots I stick some sealant, you know, down in the gap there, and then set the seal down on there and let it dry for a little bit before I attempt to put the valve cover back on. So whenever you go to put the valve cover back on, just make sure that the surface of the head is completely clean. Don't really want any oil or grease on it. Also take you some RTV sealant, and right up in here, the timing cover butts up against the head right there, and you'll want to make sure that you put sealant right in there, and the same thing on the top side so that it doesn't leak any oil in there. So I'm going to go ahead and take some sealant and squeeze it into where it needs to be, right there. I try to keep it on the outside edge so where it doesn't go in, but alright, so I got the sealant on there. I've got the sealant on the valve cover gasket to help hold it on into place as I'm placing the valve cover back in there. So now I'm going to take the valve cover, I'm going to slide it right back up into place, basically the same way that it came out. I'm going to try not to rub the bottom side on any parts. A little tight right there. You do have to push up against the line right there. Just continually look underneath here to make sure that you haven't pulled the gasket off anywhere. Once you get around it right there, you can see how easily it is now to move it around. Lift it up slightly, you can look underneath here, make sure that the gasket's still attached everywhere. They usually fall into place pretty much in the correct place that they're supposed to go in. Just make sure you don't have any lines underneath the cover anywhere. Make sure no wires or anything accidentally fell down. And then you can just kind of give a slight pounding with your palm to seat down the spark plug tube sills. Go ahead and start placing your bolts back in. Now you don't want to tighten up these bolts right away as soon as you put them in. You want to just get hand tight, hand snug. Whenever you start tightening down the valve cover, you want to kind of do a crisscross pattern and just tighten them down slightly at a time to make sure that the gasket seats right and that you don't bind anything or bind the valve cover. Alright, so once you get all the bolts in by hand, now it would take you a socket and just go to each one, and I wouldn't crank them down still, I would just continue to tighten them up by hand using your socket. Now put your little ratchet in there and tighten them up. Again, you don't want to crank down on them, just get them to where they feel like they're snug, and then crisscross and go to the one opposite of it, tighten them all up like this. Then go ahead and take you a torque wrench and torque the bolts down. Now you need to look in the manual for your specific vehicle to see what it needs to be torqued down to. I'm gonna do mine to like 45 inch-pounds. That might be too light or too heavy. It's just whenever I tested it, it felt like 45 was plenty. Whenever I went a little bit more, it felt like it was gonna start stripping the hole. And then whenever I did a little bit less, it felt like it wasn't quite tight. So I'm gonna stick with that. But make sure you look in your manual to see what yours calls for. Alright, so now that you got the valve cover back on, go ahead and put your coils back in. Put you a little bit of dielectric grease on the very end where it contacts the spark plug. Go ahead and put your bolts back in there. Just go ahead and snug them down. Once you get your coils tightened down, then go ahead and get all your wiring back into place. I'm going to reach right up in here in the vacuum line that came off right there. I'm going to use my hand, and I'm just going to push it back and up and into place. It'll slide back over to the nipple on the top of that valve cover. And then just kind of pull it down with your hand, with your fingers. And you see it's back on. Basically do the same thing with the other hose over. Pulled it back down to slide it over the nipple right here. Start getting your wiring back into place where it all came from. Slide the connectors in till you hear them click. Once they all click, then make sure you put the tie downs back into place. And don't forget about your wire that's back here. It looks like it's going to be a quick job, but by the time you have to deal with scraping the gasket down, cleaning out the valve cover, ends up taking quite a while to do it. If you came in through the fender well like I did, then you'll have to put your fender well liner back in. Like I said earlier, I had to replace the front bumper and do some other work to it, so I had the fender well liner out, which made it look like it'd be easier to go ahead and do it like this. So it's just another viewpoint on how you can change out your valve cover gaskets on your Nissan Titan. You don't have to go up through the top. You can go out through the side just like that. There is room. Just take your time and be patient, and you'll be able to do it just fine. But anyways, thanks for watching the video today. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button for me. Like it, share it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Stay tuned for more videos, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching again, everyone.